It is what it is. I had to find a way to recharge myself, give myself motivation, release the spirit of procrastination, and move forward. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Cass. If this is your first time here, please take un momento to tippity tap the bell, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe. Hey, welcome. Wow, look at you here on a new channel. I think you should take a moment to subscribe for real though. Do everything that I just said. If you're returning, thanks but you're coming back this week. Today we're going to be doing a chit chat, get ready with me, discussing burnout with work and life, and you know, just how I'm trying to get through it. And also, if you have any tips of how to get through it, let me know. I'm hoping that this chit chat, get ready with me is actually good stuff. Okay, because listen, every time I try to chit chat and get ready, it doesn't work. It just never works. Like, I can't film, do my makeup, and chat with y'all at the same time about a serious topic. I've tried before and failed miserably. This time I'm hoping that it came out somewhat good. If it did not, and you see me chattering away with some beats over the top of it, I want you to just mind your business. That is the chit chat, okay? Just imagine the words that are coming out of my mouth. I don't know what else to tell you. Hopefully it came out good. You know, let's just get to the end of the video and we'll talk some more there and we'll see. All right, guys. So I already did my brows. If you guys want to update a brow routine, let me know. Because, I mean, it hasn't changed that much. I've just been using a few new products, nothing crazy. But we're going to just jump right in because I'm going to attempt to chit chat with you guys while I get ready. I'm nervous already, I'm not gonna lie, because every time I try to do this, I can never. So I'm gonna just tell you what we're gonna talk about, and then I'm gonna just start my makeup. I have like talking points, so we're gonna try. So today we're gonna be talking about the truth about burnout, trying to stay positive through it all, and also pressuring yourself and how that can negatively impact, obviously, you know, your burnout feeling. If you don't know, if you're new here, I know I already greeted you, but I am a nurse. I've been a nurse since 2017, color correcting. I'm just using my LA Girl Pro Concealer. I'm going to be using quite a few new products today, by the way, guys, but some of this stuff is still old. But yeah, I'll just tell you what I'm using as I use it. So it's already happening. Okay, so anyways, I've been a nurse since 2017, right? Nursing has always been, I used to say it was a passion, but now it's definitely something that I'm really good at. I love working with people, but it's definitely not something that is like my end all be all. Like, I've met nurses who are just like, I know they're gonna be nurses for 30 years, and that's not me. But I love what I do, and although it has gotten increasingly difficult the last couple of years, it's still something that does bring me joy in some aspects. Just helping taking care of people obviously brings me joy. But the job has gotten a lot harder. Obviously during COVID was extremely difficult, and I got so burnt out during COVID. Everybody did. Like, I just remember the trauma from just dealing with my floor. And luckily at the time I was working with my favorite people in the world. You know what I mean? Like my family, they're now my family. They're not even just like, oh, my coworkers. Like, no, those are like my sisters, my mentors. They're just my family. Even through working with them, we all suffered quite a bit. And so I'm still dealing with the aftermath of that. And I feel like it's just not letting up as much as I would like it to, especially since it's been, obviously we're still in COVID and it's still happening, like the longest time period of my life ever. And the fact that I just feel like, okay, like when will it be over so I can, you know, move forward, is just like, when does that happen, right? And I feel like for all nurses, we feel that way. Just being burnt out because we never got a break. You know what I mean? Like, I talk to all my friends and think about all my friends, like when it locked down for everybody, I mean, it was locked down for everybody, but people in healthcare and of course other fields too. But you know, we were going to work every day. I have not had a break. I don't know what that is. While you guys were relaxing at home, obviously it was annoying being locked up in the house. You did get some type of break before they were able to figure out how to do like schooling online and make sure everybody had internet access, and before Zoom was, you know, Zooming, you know what I'm saying? So, but for me, I was still going to work, clocking in, scrubbing out, changing scrubs, hearing traumatic cries, doing the most. Sorry, I'm not looking at you guys. My mirror's over here. But yeah, so nothing changed for me. It actually just got more intense, you know what I mean? And it didn't help that whenever I left work, it was very apparent that, you know, the world was shut down, but not for me. You know what I mean? Like, I would try to go grocery shopping after work and I couldn't go in because I wasn't a senior citizen. But like, I'm already out in the streets because I was out working. So like, I need to grab stuff for the house. I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? So it was just strange. It was kind of like just living in a weird medium of like, okay, this is happening, but also not for real. Very strange. So yeah, I would say I've been burnt out since, I would actually say I've been burnt out since before COVID, because I was prepared to leave my first job right at my 2-year mark. I really have always wanted to be a travel nurse, and I was like preparing for it. A year and 6 months into my career, I was like, let's go ahead and get the Cali license. Let's do X, Y, and Z, right? And so for me, I was very ready to leave my job, and then I couldn't because of the pandemic. Like, had I left my job, it would have been difficult because I'm not an ER nurse or an ICU nurse. Like, they had jobs, okay? The rest of us, it was like, stay where you at. Emergency, you're not going to get another job if you leave. Or it's going to be really difficult, you know what I mean? So I ended up having to stay at a job that I didn't want to stay at for another year and some change. So, and then to have to stay there and then deal with the pandemic was just too much. So, yeah, I would say about, 2020 is really... yeah, 2020 is when it all began. You know what I mean? Like, it was just too much. We're going to move on to foundation. Let me tell y'all real quick. So I went to Sephora the other day. I finally am a Sephora girl. I always tell myself I don't like to go beyond my limits. So I was always going to Ulta. But now I finally was just like, you know what? It's time to set foot in Sephora. And now I'm a full-blown Sephora girl. Of course, I'm going to still be going to Ulta because that's my spot. But I'm definitely a Sephora babe. Anyways, I got the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. So many people recommended it to me. I was very excited to try it out finally. I actually don't care for that foundation at all. And I think here's my issue with it. I don't wear makeup unless I'm filming or going out. Literally. After that, it's just bare skin, clee. We in the streets, bare face all the time. I'm not putting on nothing. The most I'm gonna put on is like a lip gloss. Maybe I'll do a red lip if I'm feeling spicy. I may slick my brows down, but like, I'm not gonna wear makeup, right? The Estee Lauder foundation is very much one of those like everyday wear foundations. It's just nice and light. It's breathable. It doesn't give me enough coverage. It's very much like a light to medium coverage. And I just feel like if I'm paying that much, I should be full coverage. Like, if I'm gonna wear makeup, I'm gonna be full coverage. And so the Estee Lauder didn't do it for me. I also got the perfect shade. Like, it's the perfect match for me, which doesn't work for me, which is weird. Ride with me here. I use a foundation that's a little bit darker because since I highlight so much and I do the full-blown, baking and setting and this is that and the third, because the foundation matched my skin to a T, and then I also threw lighter concealers to brighten my face, it just looked crazy. So yeah, it's not for me. I do want to try a different foundation, so if you guys have any recommendations for a high-end foundation, let me know. I'm going to be using my handy dandy NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. I love this foundation so much, y'all. Like, she gets the job done. I've been using it since 2021. Yeah, last summer is when I got it. So yeah, for the last couple of years, I've been trying to figure out how to get rid of the burnout feeling. Now, I will say that becoming a travel nurse has helped immensely. It literally has helped me immensely. I originally thought I hated nursing. I was like, oh my God, am I gonna have to go back to school for something? Because I cannot do this. Like, I got to the point at my job where I was literally working 1 day a week and it was still too much. And I was just like, I'm miserable and I don't know where to go from here. You know what I mean? Like, what do I do in this scenario? So once I started traveling, I realized it was simply my environment that I didn't care for anymore. And so once I figured that out, I was like, okay, I can do this. But here's the kicker. When the assignment is almost up, I'm still feeling burnt out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just thinking in my head, like, how are people working every day, 365 a year, like full time? Obviously, I don't work 365 days out of the year, but how are people working full time as a nurse? Like, it's so mentally draining that it's just like, I can't commit to no job full time. I really can't. I had to take a break in between each assignment. Thing is, when I start a new assignment, I'm in a new hospital. There's a little bit of change. I love change. I'm just like, wow, this feels new. But then when I get used to it and I get acclimated to the environment, I'm like, okay, I need more change. Or I start to feel burnt out because the routine is too similar. You get what I'm saying? So like I said, traveling has changed it for me. Like, obviously I realized that I don't hate nursing. I love nursing. I simply just can't stay in an environment too long. After a while, I just need to, take a week off in between, or actually, really taking time to prioritize myself is very important, because just realizing that your life can't simply just be about work was hard, because we have this work culture that is just so intense that it's just like work, 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 work. And it's never like, okay, well, put yourself first. You know what I mean? And I've seen so many situations, especially with COVID, where like I had patients that were super sick. You know what I mean? Like I'm taking care of a COVID patient. All they're worried about is like, oh my God, like I have to figure out how I can get to work because I have bills to pay. I have this to do and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, this is so devastating that you just can't tell your job like, hey, I'm sick. And there's no incentive to be like, stay home, figure out how you can get yourself together. Don't worry about it. The check is still going to clear. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see that side of humanity, and that's what I'm not seeing. So it's just sad to see that across the board, that the work culture in America is very much just like, you need to be at work. And there's no, you know, like there's nothing better. Like, go to work. And it's like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to work. I don't want to work for real. Like if I don't want to work, I don't want to work. And granted, I love going to work a few times a week. Like that's full time for me. Thank God my schedule is like that. Whenever I do go to work, like I'm like, okay, you know what? I took a good break. I had a good 3-4 days off. I'm well rested. I got to hang out with my friends. I'm recharged. I got to just lay in bed for a day. I'm ready to go back to work. You know what I'm saying? But when you're consistently doing it, and this is why we need to push the 4-day work week, guys. We really do, because I don't know how people only have Saturday, Sunday off. I don't know how y'all do it. How is everybody getting their grocery shopping done on Saturday at the same time? Like the streets be packed, and I'm just like, what's going on? This cannot be life for y'all. Okay, y'all see the foundation? So this foundation matches me, but the Estee Lauder, I don't even know how to compare the Estee Lauder. I feel like it just matches like really right here. Like it matches my skin in its natural state. This gives me more of like it really balances and neutralizes. I don't know how to describe it, but the foundation obviously matches me, but it's also not super light. You get what I'm saying? I don't know how to describe it. The Estee Lauder is just way too light for me. Okay, moving on. So with burnout, right? I have been trying to figure out just like prioritizing self-care. Oh my God, almost forgot. So we're gonna use, I finally got some Rare Beauty liquid blush. I got 3 colors. I wanted to get the purple one, but they didn't have it. I have the color Lucky, which is this hot pink. I also have Joy, which is like a peachy color. And then I got the red one in Grateful. Super stunning. I just love them. I've already used Grateful and Joy, so today I'm gonna use Lucky. I'm really excited about that. A little bit of rouge, well, a little bit of pink. But yeah, so essentially I've been trying to prioritize self-care to help with burnout. And for me, self-care is just being able to rest without feeling, you know, guilty about it, which I also it's something that's very hard for me, because again, I feel like work culture has just conditioned us to always feel like we have to be at work, we have to be doing something, and that resting is just equated to laziness. And it is not. You have got to rest your body. Even the good Lord rested on the 7th day after he gave us all of this. You know what I'm saying? So like, you really have to relax on the beach sometimes, in the words of my parents. Like, you have got to relax on the beach sometimes. I'm blessed to be able to take little breaks in between assignments, which is what I'm on now, so that I can prioritize things that, you know, feel natural, feel, you know, like I'm not overworking myself. And like being able to put more into my creative content, which is really important to me. You know what I mean? Because when I'm working, and like the last couple of weeks of work have been so overwhelming because COVID is still at large. The flu season is insane. There is a crazy cold going on around. Like no one can stop coughing, even though all the rest of their symptoms are gone. What's going on? So you have all of that mixed in with the end of the year rush of surgeries, because people are trying to meet that deductible, baby. And work has just been intense, you know what I mean? So trying to get around that and just prioritizing myself and also trying not to put too much pressure on myself as far as content creating goes, because as you guys know, my goal is to eventually do this full time, and not being able to put enough energy into it as I would like to has been very detrimental to me. Like I've been beating myself up about it, but there's nothing I can do. And so I just literally have been trying to offer myself grace, which is something that I had to literally learn, you know what I mean? Because again, it's not something that we're conditioned to. So I have to concentrate on this part. It's not something that we're conditioned to offer ourselves. And so I've just been trying to prioritize, you know, things that make me happy, and also just like trying new things and like doing things that are outside of my comfort zone. Because when I start to get burnt out, Of course, I want to self-isolate, which is all good and dandy because you do need some isolation time. But I'm also realizing that I genuinely enjoy when I'm hanging out with my girlfriends and my friends in general, that I feel better. You know what I mean? Like, I feel this surge of energy. I feel rejuvenated. And although I'm one of those people that loves to isolate by myself, sometimes I just have to force myself to be like, you know what? People said they want to hang out tonight. Let me just hang out. And I just feel great every time. So, of course, you have to be able to know when to balance it out and say, you know what? Tonight, I'm not going to go out. And going out doesn't necessarily mean having to get super dressed up or do anything. Like, even just being able to hang out with my sisters every weekend and we lounge on the couch eating some good food and watching TV together. Like, have y'all seen Wednesday? I hope y'all watch Wednesday because that one had me and my sisters hooked. Really good show. Tune in. But yeah, being able to just watch a show, talk to my girlfriends, you know, having some type of wellness just included into your everyday life is just so important. It really is just the little things, you know what I mean? So I've just been trying to prioritize that. And then even now, like I'm taking a little break from work right now for the holidays, and being able to just sit in front of the camera and get some creative work done. I mean, do you see the smile on my face? I'm so excited to be filming right now. I literally have not had the energy to even edit a video because work has just been, you know what I mean? So dealing with burnout is something that obviously is continuous, and it's not something that just goes away. Un momento, there's a truck outside. Let me do some of my makeup and we'll come back. During our disturbance, I am using my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. So the first color I'm using is Caramel, Deep Caramel, and this is just a little bit lighter than my natural concealer color. And then in my inner corners, for more brightness, I use the Medium Warm, and so that's what you see that's going on here. I think it just looks fabulous. I also got this new brush from Sonia Kashuk while I was at Target because I have been using this little e.l.f. brush to do my concealer. I love this brush. It's the Putty Primer Applicator brush. It's perfect for your concealer because it's small enough, but I needed something smaller to help further concentrate that color right here, like my brighter color, the Medium Warm, right in here. And so that really works out great. It just looks stunning. So I'm gonna just clean up any harsh lines by just patting it all in. Okay, so yeah. Now we're going to get to setting. So I have two setting powders. This Fenty Beauty one, I was watching Savannah Silver. The Fenty Beauty setting translucent, the Fenty Beauty Instant Retouch setting powder. This powder is so good. Kid you not. I was watching a makeup tutorial by Savannah Silver and she used it and I was like, literally she just touched it on her face. It was in my cart the next day. I'm not going to even cap. Like, it was so good. So I'm doing one thin layer of this. This is in Honey. So this basically just like matches my skin pretty well. And it's just such a good like all over setting for me. Like, I just love popping it everywhere because it just ties the whole look together. And then we're going to go in with the Huda Beauty and Blondie, and we'll get to this one. Anyways, y'all, so back to burnout. So putting a lot of pressure on myself as far as creating, as far as giving myself grace, as far as relaxing. I would just beat myself up about sleep, and I am a night shift nurse, so I do not sleep enough at all, you know. But let me tell it, I'm just like, I need to be up, I need to be moving around, I need to be working, I should be editing, and I'm just like, bro, I'm tired, sit down. And so just having to have those talks with myself too, and just being able to say like, you know what, if you don't put out content, it's not going to be the end all be all. You have got to relax or you can't produce quality anything. You know what I'm saying? So obviously I feel bad that I'm not as consistent as I want to be. And I'm hoping I get to that point. Like, the more I rest and, you know, take care of myself, I start taking my vitamins again. The more that I do that, and, you know, the energy I can get back is more energy that I can put into this, because again, I really do want to see growth. And so I'm just trying to take the steps to make sure that when I do get where I want to be when it comes to being a content creator, that I can continue to put that out the way that I want to and be able to say, you know what, I can hang the scrubs up for a little bit. I can do, you know, maybe I'll get me a little part-time job in the city. I don't have to travel anymore unless it's for leisure or actual creative work. And I can get a part-time job and work a few times a month and commit to this fully. But I can't do that if I'm not able to exert the energy that I need to, and if I don't have the energy at all. So that's what I'm working towards, is offering myself grace, and also just doing things that are fun, because you can't just work, especially when you're turning something that is more of a hobby and you're monetizing it. That can be hard as well. It's just hard all the way around. Okay, we're going in with the Huda Beauty in Blondie. I also have the Laura Mercier translucent powder that I've been using for the last year, and I really do like that one as well, but I just wanted to try a new one just because I've heard such good things about the Huda, and girl, the girls weren't lying. So this, oh my god, it smells so good. Well, how have I not noticed this before? I guess if you don't like fragrances, maybe don't get this, but this smells like a beautiful French pressed powder, like powder puff that my mom had when I was growing up, and it just, oh, it smells magnificent. All right, oh, you see? So with the Fenty powder, I'm basically locking everything in, and then when I go in with Blondie, something a little lighter, I'm bringing back the highlight to my face. Because what I found is when I was just setting with the translucent powder, sometimes my face looked too bright, like it wasn't conducive to what I was going for. Like I just looked overly pale, like it didn't really match, you know what I mean? So now that I do the Honey first, is it Honey? Yeah, the Honey by Rihanna first, and then I go back in with a lighter one on top, it really just holds down the whole look. So yeah, although you can love something, you love doing something, it's so easy to get burnt out. I get burnt out doing this. Creating content is extremely intense and hard, especially when you feel like you're not reaching the heights that you want to reach and the goals that you want to reach. It's extremely taxing. So even from this job, I've gotten burned out. So imagine being burnt out by 2 careers. It's just too much. Sometimes you just got to take a breather, but it is what it is. I had to find a way to recharge myself, give myself motivation, release the spirit of procrastination, and move forward, because I'm really trying to be a high fashion babe. Like I'm trying to be flown out to go do photo shoots. I'm trying to be at New York Fashion Week. I'm trying to create and collaborate with different companies and create different things. I would love to have a jewelry brand. I would love to have a scrub brand. That would be cute, like a scrub collab. Oh, I would eat y'all up, y'all, some joggers. The right way too, because you know a lot of people don't know how to make the joggers right. Anyways guys, I also got this Empowered Huda Beauty palette, and this is one of the prettiest palettes I've ever seen. Y'all know I'm a neutral babe. I can't stop buying neutral palettes, and I won't apologize for it. Like, look at how beautiful. Are the eyes for now. Also guys, I think I'm done talking. To be honest, I'm burnt out, and I'm prioritizing myself as far as relaxing, trying not to beat myself up about stuff. It's a work in progress. Then if you guys have any tips, just let me know. Should I do my lip? I should just go ahead and do my lip since we're already here, right? So yeah guys, this is the look. You see my little lashes came through. It doesn't look like it's doing much, but it's definitely doing something, because the way I can't commit to the whole strip lash, I just cannot. But yeah, the makeup came out super nice today. I really love it. I didn't know the lid was gonna be this purple, but I'm actually kind of feeling it. Interestingly enough. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please remember to drop your tips down below if you're burnt out from work, if you're burnt out from life in general. What are your tips? I pray that you guys have an awesome rest of your week. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.